Hello, people. We are back at To The Podcast, episode 175, and we are back for another episode of Us. It is your boy, International Walk.
It's your girl, Tosh, the co-host with the mostest.
And you know where we at. We out there on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Podcast Index, Podchaser, Google Podcasts, Player FM. We're on all those platforms. Type us in, faces will pop up. Let's get right to the show. How are you? How the fuck you be?
I'm doing good. I feel really good. Yeah, I feel good. I got big hair. Don't care. I like big hair.
You want to tell the people you cheated today?
I cheated hard.
Yeah.
How I cheat?
Say like, I want to tell the people I cheated. I went and got my nails done and didn't go to the gym, and I wasn't deserving of a cookie, but I got one anyway. Because the cookie is the prize for me.
Wow, noted.
But I still looked out for you.
Noted. So, yes, I cheated.
Okay.
I went to get my nails done because I broke up. My plan was to go get my nails this Saturday. I have been doing really good. Like, I don't need to go every 2 weeks. So, I've been going every 3, sometimes every 4 weeks. My plan was to go Saturday. Helping out a mom with her baby stroller, my nail popped off. Thank God it didn't, like, it broke off right to the tip, but it didn't go further where, like, it would have hurt. Because looking at it, I'm like, thank God I didn't feel that. It looked like it would have hurt. And I have an important meeting tomorrow, and I'm like, I don't want to be there like this.
Like a little bit more, and then you felt all the fucking pain.
Yeah.
Like a little
like
bit
it was
more.
so low. Even the lady who was there, she was like, you got lucky. Like, you know, because because it was going, I didn't hear it, I didn't feel it, but when I looked down, it was like,
so
oh.
Why so long now? You said you couldn't ball your fists up when you worked out. So
these are much shorter.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
They look like the same length, just not pointy.
Nah, they're shorter. She cut them down.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I could have went a little shorter, but yeah, they definitely, I can feel, because that's the test, you know. Okay. Holding a bar. See, before you got to think, my hands is balled up. Holding a bar, I could feel them like this. And that's when it was like, okay, this is not going to be good. Who would ever think I had to get my nails down because they're interfering with my weightlifting? Never a sentence I thought I would say in my life, but nevertheless. But back to how I am. I am doing great. I feel great. I'm in a good mental space. You know, work is work, but, you know, I told you I was, you know, trying to hire somebody, got through that process, ready to make an offer. Hopefully it's accepted and things can kind of move along. So that all is contributing to my mental well-being. My husband is good. We're good. That contributes to my mental well-being. Personally, I'm good. I'm in a great space. My babies are coming to see us and spend some time with us. That contributes. So I'm good. I'm good. I'm a 9. I'm gonna say I'm a 9.
She ain't say shit about my mental space with that, but no, I'm just good. I'm just fucking with you.
This ain't about you.
Go ahead.
Finances a 9, always good. These kids might take us under a little bit. I don't know how to feed, 3 kids.
They won't.
But,
they won't take us under.
I'm just saying groceries, like just in general.
They eat Campbell fucking soup.
First of all, you're gonna make sure them kids eat good.
I will.
And then work is a 9. Work is great. Work is really, really good. I've been busting some moves, and it's been proven to be very beneficial in my world. Been making a lot of connections. So I'm just grateful. Every day I ask God. No, I don't want to lie. I try to remember every day to ask God to order my steps, to remind me to submit to Him, to guide me, direct me, and I'm just grateful. I'm seeing, the blessings, and not just the blessings. I see the path, that He's clearing for me. I don't really know where it's going to lead me, but I'm following it and I'm trusting Him, and I'm grateful. And then physically, I'm gonna say I'm an 8. I could be better. I feel like, I know this happens to a lot of people when they're trying to lose weight and be healthy. Like, I kind of hit a plateau, and I feel good, like, with the progress that I made. I just want to continue. And I feel like for men, it's so, and I mean, this is a known thing. Women, we always talk about it. It's so much easier for men to lose weight, you know, they can make two small changes in their life and we can make the same changes and not see the same results. So we got to make 6 changes. I just really got to find it somewhere in me. I know it's in there to like really buckle down and go hard for like a good 60 days on the nutrition part. Not that we eat bad, but I just kind of hit a plateau that I need to break through. So that's where I am. I just want to continue with the progress that I've been making. How are you?
I am good. Mentally, I feel like I'm a 9. Leaving a little room for some improvement there. Ain't been a 10 in a while. But I feel good. Finances is always a 9. You gotta leave room for some improvement there. Kids coming up. I'm excited about seeing them. I haven't seen them in a while. I know they got bigger.
We haven't seen them since Thanksgiving.
So looking forward to seeing them. A little bit, un poquito. Work is a 10. I am done at Goat's Beard. Wrap that puppy up this week, and I'll try to get this video made so y'all can see, you know, the streamlined process of when we first started to its end. I was looking at some of the menus of the other ones in Wayne. They got different menus. Now the one in Manioc got a menu of what you would think Manioc people are, like liberals and hummus and...
What is liberals?
Like liberals, like the political party.
Okay, but you mixed it. You said like liberals and hummus. Like,
well,
I thought like you were saying liberals with something
like
on the menu.
A bunch of liberals and people that eat hummus and grass and like all the healthy shit.
So like the earthy bunch.
Yeah, like the menu, it represents that.
Okay.
And then the menu in Wayne, they have a bit more high-end menu, obviously, because it's the main line.
The demographic, okay.
But they got a coconut calamari with the peppers and the nuts.
Ooh, in Wayne?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the menu in Conshohock's not up yet, but I was like, I want to see if that's on there. It may sway my my decision in not going back there. But it looked really, really good. So I'm happy about that I'm just wrapped up on this job, and that next week I'll probably see something different. But you know, so yeah, I'm excited.
Do they have any staple items that are the same on both?
Pizza is like their staple item.
Okay.
So you would like that. They got probably 20 different pizzas, probably 10 different flatbreads and 10 different pizzas.
Okay.
So that's probably where they make most of their money at. Physicality, I feel like a 9. You know, kicking my ass in the gym. I do see a change in my body, which is great. Like I got these little, I don't know what to call them, but it used to be something, now and not. So it's like
that's like the beginning of your six pack.
That's what I call them. So I got 2
slurps. I could slurp that.
I feel good about that because it's been like a year and some change, and you know, trying to see my body change, and it's like, okay, now I could see. It comes with eating too, but I could see the change in it because I eat way less chips. I eat no candy. The only sweet I do have is a cookie, and you know, I got to try to stop eating a cookie every day.
Yeah,
every day.
But can I tell you something?
What?
Things seem longer than it has. It hasn't been a year and some change, babe. You've made this progress. Think about it. You were going to therapy April to August of last year. You started going to the gym in August. So it may feel longer, but you've made this progress in a much shorter amount of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, now April through August, you were working out because of the therapy that you were doing, but the dedication to the gym wasn't until you finished. Then you stepped it up because you were going to therapy 3 times a week, right? Yeah, then you stepped it up to going to the gym 5 times a week. So it may feel like that, but you've been at this for what, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, 9 months. And
I feel like you said, not like I hit a plateau, but like right about now is probably the time we should go harder. Like step it up a little bit, go a little bit harder.
You know, I really
it's just the sweet spot of my day job, getting up at 3:30 in the morning and busting my ass at the gym. Like, I don't want to be wiped out, coming home wanting to be a husband, like hanging out and just being dead. And it's like, I don't want to do that every day.
Yeah. I'm wondering though, like if we can find a balance. What do you think? I say this hesitantly, but it may be worth it. On the days, like, my schedule ahead of time, on the days that I can't make it to the gym with you, what do you think about just taking a gym bag, you going straight to the gym, change your clothes there, working out, then coming home?
That's probably would be a lot better because I can change at work before I leave work and drive right to the gym.
Or they have a locker room.
Yeah.
You don't like the people naked in there.
Yeah, fuck all that. Be dudes in there just dropping trowel like it ain't a bunch of dudes in here that you don't know. Like, we ain't a team, motherfucker.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Okay.
Like, why is you naked?
That way, you don't have that break. You get to the gym, you do your thing. Then once you come home, you come home. Now, the days that I can go, I can meet you there, or in the days that I can't go, I really need to move forward with getting the membership and going in the morning.
That would help out if you could do that.
Yeah.
Because, that's me coming home and then driving right back past there. It's like, that would be great to, like, meet me there. Yeah. And I can keep a bag in the car with a couple pairs of shorts, couple T-shirts.
No, that's stinky and dirty. You can just take a bag with you every day. I'll make sure your gym stuff is packed.
Okay. You don't want me to have clothes so I might leave?
You ain't going nowhere.
That's what
you won't come right back. But
a tiny little insecurity come out. It's all right, baby. I love you.
You ain't going nowhere.
I love you.
I got your location, so I'm going to find you.
It's cool.
What's your wows and woes for this week?
Wows and woes. My wow is that this job is wrapped up, done, complete, and the stress level is way down. I think they open up next week in a soft opening or something like that, and then the following week, Memorial Day weekend, I think they open up full throttle. So I think they're just going to be doing like lunch and then, everything else to come later.
That's a little odd because you would think people have cookouts and stuff, so you would think there's not a lot of restaurant presence, but I don't know. Maybe a lot of people do go to restaurants. Like Memorial Day weekend, I'm saying.
When people talk about restaurants, location is key, right? So the location that this place is connected to has 500 office spaces. Directly across the street from it is an apartment building, probably with 500 apartments. To the right of it is an apartment building and a vet with probably 20 apartments. And across the street from it is another office building with probably 40 office spaces. It's like, that's a prime location to be serving.
And just the neighborhood in of itself.
Yeah, and have like a deck where people could sit. It's the summer coming up. Like, I could imagine them making a lot of money just by sheer location.
Yeah, well, and this place was a pizza place previously, right?
Mm-hmm. Like a pizza, steak, fries, that type of shit. Like a deli that you would see on any corner in the hood.
Which is weird because, pizza is one of, if not the highest return rate in terms of food items because it's cheapest to make and you sell it. So it makes you think, why did they sell? It may have been
you said that so like on layman's terms, you like, you buy it and then you sell it.
No, I mean it's cheap to make and you sell it for more money.
You're like, it's cheap to make.
I think it's like $1.15 to make it.
Yep. And you sell a pizza for $15.
Yeah. I was thinking about a slice.
A large pizza, I'm just saying.
Okay,
you can sell for $15.
Yeah.
It might cost you $2 to make it.
Yep. So it makes you think, why did that place close? But maybe it was the rent or something like that.
Well, it was open for 20 years. So maybe it made its money and it's fine. But it was open. It wasn't like it was open for a year. It was there for 20 years.
Yeah. It says something. I'm happy you mentioned that. And then we can get back to your wows and woes. To me, it says something about people to me that reach a certain status. Like if you have a business or whatever you do and you like, you know what, I've reached a point where I'm okay now. Like, I don't have the fear of poverty. I know I can take care of my family for generations. And I'm okay. I'm just going to step away from this. And then you have those other people who they're okay, but they just keep going and keep going and keep working for, their own reasons. But it's like those two different mindsets. Some people get to that point where it's like, I'm okay. I can slow down. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Any woes this week?
No woes, but I'm going to pile on to my other wow is, the fact that this job is done. And today is my daughter's birthday. She turned 26 years old today. And It was like, I woke up this morning thinking, I had a kid on this day. And we haven't had the best relationship the last few months. And I texted her this morning to tell her happy birthday. And I told myself, just being honest with you and honest with the people, that, if I'm doing this, but I don't want to because I'm trying to protect myself because I don't want to be hurt. But I'm doing this anyway because I love her and I want her to know that I'm thinking about her on her birthday. But I was like, if she don't respond, if this is going to hurt, and I know it is. Like I'm accepting that now. I'm sending this text, but I know if she don't respond, like I'm gonna be upset and hurt. And she did. And I told her happy birthday, I love her, and she told me she loved me back and she appreciated the happy birthday. And it was like it made my day. So that was another part of my wow that made my day. And that was just it. That a simple little text back and forth, and that really made my day. That she responded and said, I appreciate the happy birthday. I love you too. So I just wanted to share that. I don't have no wows. No woes.
That makes my heart smile for you and for her. I can't imagine, with that, I know the nature of y'all relationship for the last few months, but who knows? She could have been thinking like, I hope my dad texts me. If not, my feelings going to be hurt. And I'm happy that both of you, I can't speak for her or what's in her mind. I can speak for you because you just said what was in your mind. But I'm happy you allowed yourself to step out of your fear to do that, to allow yourself to then receive the love. Like that was, I'm proud of you. And that's.
There's only two people that I would do that for, and that's you and her. Is that I would be knowing going in that I could be hurt and
that
vulnerability. Yeah, but I still will do this because I love these people. And if I do get hurt, then it is what it is. I've hopefully got some tools that I can work through it, but I would only do that for you and her. And it felt like this morning, like, no, I couldn't let the day pass without texting my baby and saying happy birthday. And yeah, I was just like, I did it when I leave for work, so it's at 3 a.m. And
oh my God.
It's like at 5 o'clock, I'm like, she ain't fucking call me back. And I'm like, get
chill.
Your anxiety together.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? It's 5 o'clock in the morning. And by 8 o'clock, I was like, holy shit, like,
she probably just woke up. But
yeah, so it was just cool. I just smiled, and I smiled for a long time today about that. Like, and I told my friend Danny, he was happy for me too. So I was like, this is a good day. This is a good day. Because waking up at 3:30, I thought like this could be a bad day. This could not go so well. But it went as well as it could go. So yeah, I'm appreciative of that.
That's good.
Wows and woes, what you got? Ups, downs, stops, goes.
What's happy for you? I don't have. I guess my wow is just general. My mind is like scanning the calendar. Just excited about my babies. Coming. So that's the wow of finalizing those details and just looking forward to spending the time with them. And I don't have any woes. I don't have any woes. Can't, yeah. And you know what? Another while I'll pile on, like you said, with Mother's Day just passing, my nephew texts me. There was a meme that was like circulating saying that, like, aunties are moms too, auntie mamas and blah, something like that. Just acknowledging how the role that aunts play in, kids' lives, which is, I had 2 people actually DM it to me, which I appreciate. But my nephew texted me just to say, happy Mother's Day. I'm not his mom, of course, but I love him like he's my very own, and that made me feel good. But I didn't.
You was around him a lot when he was young.
All his life, yeah, I was there when he was born.
No, I mean a lot when he was young.
Yeah. I didn't feel sad. I liked a lot of people's posts that was with their mom and did so, and I didn't feel sad. And that
yeah, I didn't feel sad either. And before I get to that, I want to say, like, even in this, because I was beaming about the stuff with my daughter. I appreciate you in like just not being overbearing. I appreciate you in just saying like, I'm here, I love you, if you need a hug, a kiss, or to talk or anything like that. So I appreciate you taking that approach, and just me knowing that if this does go wrong, that I do have somebody to absolutely go to.
Absolutely.
So I appreciate you.
You know, I've been there in that position of like, you know, not that you never, I don't want to put it out there like I had to force you to talk to your daughter, but like when y'all, at other times when y'all were in a negative place or not on the best terms, I'll say that, and me like, do this, you should do this. And I realize, you know, when it comes to relationships, no matter how much you love somebody, people will move on their own time. I've said things to you that I know you have in your mind. So you know my stance, you know how I feel. So I trust in God, and I pray, I burn God's ears up about your relationship. So I trust that God is going to do what he's going to do. And I leave it there. So that's why I'm past that point in our life, because I don't want it to cause conflict between us. You know how I feel, you know how I stand, you know I love your daughter because she's your daughter, and you know that's that. But I just, of course, wanted to let you know, because I knew you try, not that you try to put on a hard exterior at all. You will allow yourself to be vulnerable.
But I say, when do I do that?
No, but I know that it's one of them things that you don't want to have a lot of conversation about or dwell on, because you're protecting your feelings, and I understand that. So, you know, and me
some years ago, it would have been different. You would have been forceful and demanding and not making me feel not considerate of my feelings.
Absolutely.
And I just appreciate the change that you show in that. Like, so I just want to acknowledge that. And I knew, like, she in my back pocket, like, you know, she good, she there, and she knows that if I call, she know what it's about. So I just appreciate that.
Yeah. So yeah, that's that. That was my wows. Like, I doubled up on the wow. And I didn't have any woes. I feel good. I feel good. So talking about Mother's Day though, so one of the questions this Facebook group that I'm in, it's just a bunch of girls. One thing I like about this group,
better be.
Yeah, it's
a bunch of guys.
No, it's like, you know, just random topics that somebody will post, or it might be like topics from social media, or just life topics, and people will post their opinion. Or your views and perspectives. One thing I like, it's no group think. Like, people be like, nah, I don't agree, but it's very respectful conversation, and you know, it is what it is. I enjoy the dialogue that's in the group. I don't always participate, but one of the things that was there, they had posted, and I think it came from like one of those blog sites or something, a screenshot of a text conversation between a guy and his girlfriend. So, you know, he texted her, good morning, how are you, what's up? She's like, you know, I'm all right, but, you know, got a little issue, whatever. He's like, what's up? You know, what's wrong? Basically, long story short, he bought his baby mom some gifts for Mother's Day. I think like flowers, maybe a necklace, maybe a pocketbook or something like that. Him and the girl been together for 6 months. She's a mom, obviously. She's a mom. And she's like, you know, you went all out for your baby mom, and you didn't get me anything for Mother's Day. And he was like, you know, well, why are you questioning like how I'm spending my money? I told you Happy Mother's Day, you know, but we fairly knew. And she was like, well, you know, when your son is around, I show him the love and attention, whatever. He's like, and I tell you that I appreciate that, and I do. But again, we kind of knew, and that's my baby mom. Why you questioning what I do with my money? Like, and she's like, well, you could have just you should have got her a simple gift or something like that. You ain't have to go all out. You didn't even get me anything. So he's like, yo, I think you bugging. Long story short, now, do you feel like being in a relationship with a woman, right? If we were together, it's been 6 months. I'm a mom. We don't have any mutual children. Do you feel like you're obligated, or a man should be obligated to get a girlfriend a Mother's Day gift if her child is not his child and they're in a fairly new relationship?
Not obligated, but as a man, I would. I mean, I would just simply buy you some flowers or something. Like, I wouldn't think that I gotta, you know, quote unquote, go all out, whatever that means. Mm-hmm. But I would simply buy you some flowers. Like, you're a mom, I'm dealing with you, I'm a man. I don't want to come around you and you're a mom and I'll just say Happy Mother's Day. Like, we dealing with 6 months, we might be having sex. Like, yeah, I'm a respect that you're a mom today and give you a gift. The gift might be some flowers and a card that just say, you know, I appreciate you, you're a dope mom, or something like that. Mm-hmm. But as a man, yes, I would buy something. and I wouldn't feel obligated. That's just something I would do. But obligation, no, I don't think that it should be a stipulation on every man that they have to do that.
And so what's
because I think it's circumstantial in how far the relationship is in 6 months.
Right.
So in 6 months, if we in the bed having sex and we hanging out all the time and it's me and you and it looked like it may be going somewhere, then yeah, you think you would want to buy her some flowers or something, but because it's what's going to happen is this. It's going to look awkward. If you have a baby mom and you get your baby mom something, okay, that's cool because it's Mother's Day, she got your child or whatever. But I'm here now and I'm your girlfriend and I'm a mom too. Now, we ain't got no kids together, but I am a mom. Somebody calls me mom that you know. So, act like it. That's all. Just act the part. You my boyfriend, give me some flowers in the car and call it a day.
Is there a time frame? Like in this situation, he said they were together for 6 months. What if they were together for a month? But like during that month, they had been kicking it. They, see each other about every other day.
I was ready to say it's all circumstantial on a relationship. In a month, if I seen you twice, maybe not. But in a month, if I seen you 15 times, then yeah, I'm gonna, get you some flowers, a card, or whatever like that. In 6 months, yeah, that's what the gift would be: some flowers, a card, maybe dinner. Because obviously, I'm not going out with my baby mom. I gotta eat. You my girl. We going to dinner, that's the gift, some flowers, something like that, nice dessert, and that's the call of the night. Then you can't say, I didn't acknowledge that you were a mom, I didn't get you nothing, and that I got my baby mom something because that relationship is probably co-parenting and, you know what that is. But for me as a man, I definitely would buy a gift because otherwise it's going to create this awkwardness of, hey, I'm coming over tonight. Well, I'm tight. Why? Because it's Mother's Day and you ain't get me shit. That's why. I know you was over the night before, but today you ain't get me shit. All you just said was Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day.
Now, do you think, and I don't know if the girl's baby father got her a gift or if he didn't and that's why she feel even more tight. Do you feel like if the baby father had really bought her, really nice gift?
She probably ain't on good terms with the baby father.
Well, I know, and all this is conjecture because he wasn't mentioned. But I'm just saying, if he went all out and got her some nice gifts, this, that, and the other, do you think it wouldn't even be a conversation?
It probably would not be because again, she's a mom on Mother's Day and she didn't get any gifts. So she probably just feels unfulfilled.
Well, again, I don't know if she didn't get any or if she just didn't get any from the boyfriend. But
she didn't get any gifts from the guy she's sleeping with.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Okay.
So that she feels unfulfilled from that. And I just think as a man, you think about that situation in its totality. Damn, if I get her something, what's she going to think? Is it too soon? Take yourself out the situation for a minute. If I don't get her something, what could that create? And then you go off your best judgment. But as a man, you would think, okay, this will create a whole bunch of problems. This will create a whole bunch of static and confusion. Let me just get some fucking flowers and a card. I gotta eat, so let's go eat. So it's not like I'm going really out my way for something. Let's just create a nice dinner. We pick you up some flowers, probably get you a card. Something short, hey, you a dope mom. It's been good hanging out. Happy Mother's Day. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, and my opinion may be skewed about Mother's Day because 1, I'm not a mom. 2, I don't have the best relationship with my mom. So I don't have all of those sentiments around it like some people may have. I mean, when my opinion on this was I just thought it was a lot of audacity because your mom, he didn't make you a mom and you ain't his mom. So yeah, while it would be nice to get you something because y'all kicking it and y'all together, it's not like you're his wife. In 6 months, is a small amount of time. Now, if he did get you something, that would be nice. But then I thought just now after, I didn't think about this initially. I thought as much as he went out for his baby mom, and part of it too was your baby mom got a boyfriend. Why would you buy her all that? And he her boyfriend don't have nothing to do with me. That's my child's mom. And it makes me think if her baby father would have, lavished her with gifts, would it have been different where she wouldn't have felt that damn, you ain't do that for me? Or would the expectation have been both? I want gifts from my baby father and I want gifts from my boyfriend.
We don't know. But I know if me and you was messing with each other for 6 months and it was Mother's Day and you was a mom and I got my baby mom something and didn't get you nothing, you be tight.
I don't
Especially
know that.
if we
I
was hanging out and we really was going somewhere in 6 months. And it was like, you're the person I'm hanging out with. And you know, like we discussed this, like, yo, Mother's Day, I'm getting my baby mom something because we co-parent. You know how that go.
Mm-hmm.
And you like, okay, cool. And you just got in the back of your head, okay, he knows I'm a mom. He met my son or my daughter. He may get me something. And then you don't. And then it just be like, just happy Mother's Day in the morning. I think you tight.
Maybe. I mean, again,
I think you tight.
We can only assume. I just feel like the people who, I don't even want to say should, but it's like whoever made you a mom or whoever is your mom. Anybody else is extra, or your spouse. Now, okay, like if we've been married, and even if I didn't have kids by you, and I have kids by somebody else,
I was about to say, clear that up. But I was just about to say that. Yeah,
but I mean, it just feels very obligatory that she would feel like, oh, you didn't get me nothing, and he was very respectful and like,
that's not.
I appreciate you, like I really do, but you know, like,
but people know how this society holds Mother's Day in such high regard, and I just think she was tight because the dude I'm sleeping with ain't get me a gift.
And another thing he kind of mentioned was like, you know, I look out for you on an everyday basis. I take care, like, so it seems like it ain't like. It just based on the language, like he's probably doing things for her throughout the time that they've been together.
Then that's even a more reason on why you should have got her a gift. Oh. That's even more of a reason because you don't have a problem spending money on her. It's not like it's not. I thought you were saying it's 6 months. It's weird that you asking me for something, or it's weird that I didn't buy you.
No, it was just like for Mother's Day.
If I've been spending money on you for the last 6 months here and there, then I don't have a problem getting you some flowers in a card because I'm used to spending money on you.
Maybe he just felt like, again, your kid, you ain't my mom and you ain't my baby mom, which I don't think it's a right or wrong. I think if he would have got her something that would have been nice, I don't see it being an issue that he didn't. But again, this is me from the outside looking in. You're right. If I was a mom, I probably would feel differently.
And I think I'm just looking at it from a different perspective, but I think a little bit comes of that. I mean, we both have that issue where we, not having the best relationship with our moms. Mm-hmm. So it's a little bit that stems from that because we don't quite understand how the person walking down the street will, it's everything to them. And to us, it's just like,
Yeah, I mean, no, it's not even that we don't understand. It just ain't our life.
Right.
Yeah, so, yeah, okay. Now, kind of flipping the script a little bit, but still talking about relationships, right? Mm-hmm. Another story, a woman, her baby father died. I don't know the dynamics of it, but she got a tattoo of, it was like a picture of like a man holding a baby. In honor of her child's father. Her boyfriend was like, nah, like we done, like why would you get this man like tattooed on you?
Yeah, that's a little too far.
So what are the stipulations of handling grief of an ex who is not just an ex? It could be a very close ex or your child's father, or I'm sorry, your child's parent, because it could be mother or father who is an ex who dies and you're in a relationship. What are the stipulations of grief?
You got two choices. This is Walt's perspective. You got two choices if you lose a spouse. You either move on or don't. So you can move on and start a new life and get on with your life as it was, or you can live in it. You can honor that. Well, I'm not going to say honor because it would imply that you're not honoring the person the other way. But you can live in it. And it don't necessarily have to mean that you can't cope with it or it's bogging you down, but you can just stand in it and be like, I don't have anything else to give to another relationship where.
No, y'all think I hear what you're saying, but you're misunderstanding the question.
No, you're saying how to deal with a person who died. A girlfriend like
in
that.
A new relationship.
In a new relationship.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm sorry.
So I lost
you
my
said
train
you
of
don't
thought.
have nothing to give to another relationship.
Yeah, so you got two choices. So I don't think that when you get in, if you choose to move on, then you can't get a tattoo of the person. That's a way across the line. Like for me, I would be out too. Like I don't want to look at this nigga on your body. I got to touch you in this nigga face right here. Like, nah, you went too far. And that's circumstantial too. A lot of shit be circumstantial because if your husband was murdered, and this may sound bad to say, like out in the street doing some shit, okay, that happened to him, that's sad. Now, if your husband was like got sick or something and was taken away from you that way, then I understand. So let me be clear. I understand that you're sad about that because if sickness never happened to him, you still would be with him. You wouldn't be with me. But you have to understand too that there's a fine line. You can't get tattoos. You can't be going to the cemetery, breaking down, crying on this nigga birthday in the house and shit like that. There's a fine line. Like, no. I'm here now. We're married now. You chose to move on because you got married again. Don't be living in it in a new marriage.
Now, in this situation, she's in a relationship. The baby father gets killed. She's in this relationship. So it's not like he got killed before the relationship.
Oh, that's
what I'm saying.
That's even worse.
Yeah,
it's even worse. Yeah,
she's with the new guy. He gets killed, and she gets the tattoo.
No, then you still love that nigga, and I understand it hurts, but you did some impulsive shit that a decision is made and an action is required, and I gotta go.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit much too because I feel like a tattoo is such a permanent decision.
Yeah, every time you take your clothes off, that's what I'm gonna be looking at. This dude's face.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, you out of your fucking mind. And I don't want to sound. I ain't got nothing against him. It's this decision you made. Like you went too far. If I walked you came out the bathroom on his birthday and your eyes was red. I'm like, what the fuck you crying for? You know, such and such died today. And all right, whatever. I ain't tight about that, but whatever. Tighten up. Like, tighten the fuck up. But go ahead. But tattoo? Nah. You out of your fucking mind. Tattoo. You getting that shit removed. You getting that shit removed. I don't give a fuck how bad it hurt.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit far, and I thought, yes, it wasn't. And they had been together for 5 years. That's the thing. She was in this new relationship for 5 years. The baby father got killed, and she decided to get this tattoo. Mm-hmm. And it was like, I think it should have been a conversation.
You should have got that tattoo of him if you loved him like that when you was with him. This way, when I met you, that would have been on you, and I would have had a decision to make. Do I, still want to fuck with her? But you don't get no tattoo while you in a new relationship with an old dude.
Well, he just got killed.
I don't give a shit.
Okay.
You give a shit? No. You lost your mind.
We're on the same page. I thought it was too far. And it was kind of like to honor her son and with the dad and,
God forbid that happened and I got a tattoo?
Oh, no, that's not happening here.
No, I'm just sorry then. So if I came home and just was like, I was taking it hard because of the whole situation. It was like, I just got this and like right next to her,
We would find like a doctor that could amputate your arm.
Oh, I got to show you something.
Yeah.
I got to show you something.
Yeah, so I mean, that's not even a question. But I knew the answer would be that it's not acceptable. But I just wanted to know when you're talking about grief, what's the parameter? So, okay, she don't get a tattoo. She come home like, babe, oh my God, Lil Jamal, his dad got killed. Like, I got to tell my son this. And like, she's upset. She's crying. She goes to the funeral, of course, And maybe she does want to take her son to visit the grave site on his birthday or something like that. So, I mean, I know there's some parameters that you have to live with.
All that is cool because your son, that's his dad. Yeah, I understand all that. But for you to come home or me to come home one day and you on the couch with a tattoo of this nigga face, nah. You went overboard. And that's a blatant look in my face to tell me you love this nigga a lot. You still love this nigga. And just because he died, you going to tattoo his face on your body?
Yeah, it was kind of like a silhouette.
You out the pocket.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes, talking about out the pocket, the Tom Brady roast. Mm-hmm. Out the pocket. Could you ever see yourself being roasted?
Fuck no, not after seeing that. And I've watched a few roasts before. Not that of prominent people like Tom Brady. But I've seen some roast before, and I wasn't really into him, but that was unbelievable. Like they hold no bars. If people ain't seen that, watch the Tom Brady roast. But he put up a post the other day saying, like, appreciate everybody who was involved, but he don't know what he was thinking, and he would never do that again. He was like, I don't know what I was thinking, and I would never do that shit. And Giselle chimed in.
What did she say?
She was like, I don't know how you could do something like that. Like, that shit wasn't supposed to be talked about.
Like, why would... First of all, you agreeing
his
to that.
His attitude was like, I didn't talk about it, and I don't know what they're gonna say. It's a roast.
But you gotta know
everything's on board,
and your kids are older.
Yeah.
They even made a reference to his first baby mom that
she said something too.
Oh my!
Everybody chimed in and was like, "Bro, you out of pocket for letting them talk about us like that. Like we just sitting around quiet, chilling, and you just let them like talk to us about that." Giselle with the fucking karate guy, that was like 9 jokes.
It was hilarious. I love like really unfiltered humor.
Yeah, dark humor too. I like a little dark
like the
humor.
kind where you be like, oh my God, I can't believe they said that.
A lot of people don't like dark humor, but dark humor is at the appropriate time is great. And in a roast, it's like, I like when they don't like care about what they say. I like it.
Yeah. It's so cringy,
exactly,
but funny.
It's
I mean, and it's you know what makes it cringeworthy and funny is that it's truths. Mm-hmm. And it's just the fact that people are speaking those truths. And I like the fact too that
and the perspectives of the truths.
Yeah, I also enjoyed that all of the people who were participating in the roast, they kind of roasted some of the other roasters as well, which it was very entertaining.
And
very long.
That's the inclusiveness of it, because it's like everybody gets it.
Yeah, exactly. And
everybody's playing, so the guy that's getting roasted doesn't feel like...
However, I do feel like Dana White made a request not to mention the fact that he slapped his wife.
I don't think so, because I'm watching, I watch... Sebastian and Pete, the podcast. Mm-hmm. He brought it up on there himself. So I don't think he's ashamed of it. He brought it up. They was talking about, how he interacts with his wife and stuff, and how, energetic he is. And he was just saying, out of the blue, he was like, I don't know if you know or not, but in Cabo, my wife and I had an incident.
Maybe it was a Netflix request to avoid that, because it's like it's an elephant in the room,
right,
for nobody to mention it, and it could have been one of them things where it's like we don't want to appear to be poking fun at domestic violence, even if some people may not look at it in that way. Other people do, but it had to be some request from somebody not to mention it, because that was too big of an elephant in
hindsight.
the room.
I think you're right, because I could see the joke. Like, hey Dana, you're sitting over there with all them fighters. You're like,
where's your wife?
That shit rubbed off on you. We seen the way you slapped your wife. Like, there's the joke right there.
Yeah, or where's your wife? She should be one, because she slapped him first. And I'm not condoning him slapping her, but it was there, and for nobody to mention it, it was way too obvious. So maybe he didn't, but Netflix probably said absolutely not, to avoid the backlash from those, feeling that they were mocking domestic violence.
But everybody else, they got it.
Yes.
They got it. Nikki Glazier, if y'all don't know who this girl is, she was on Rogan before, so I know who she is. She's a part of that group. But if y'all ain't seen her comedy, watch her.
And Whitney Cummings are like that same raw, whorish white girl in the best way, if you know what I mean. But
Sarah Silverman was the same way.
Like that kind of comedy. Amy Schumer, but she's more self-deprecating in the way where she doesn't embrace her sexiness because she's a little thicker. I feel like she talks
about herself.
Yeah, and I don't like that. I that part I don't like about her comedy. But
and all the pitfalls of being thick and what she's going through.
Yeah, like, girl, sexy yourself up and get it together. I wish they would have included Sam J a little more, because she was
Whitney
awesome.
Cummings and Nikki Glazier are like,
yeah. I wish they would have included Sam J, because she's really awesome, and I think she could have taken it. Like she was really dope.
She was. Schulte was fucking awesome. Yeah. Kay Hart was awesome. Like, everybody was awesome and took it so well. Mm-hmm. Tom Brady was fucking awesome. Like, I'm telling you, the shit they said about this dude for 3 hours, I don't know how you sit there and just take it. Like, and the whole time everybody thought he was drinking water. So you're not even drunk listening to that shit. You're sober listening, like, you're cringing in the inside when you know they talking about Giselle again. Then they talking about Bridget. Like, what the fuck? I ain't heard Bridget's name in the years.
Kids are teenagers.
Yeah.
So you know, like, they have access to
Giselle was like, what the fuck? Like, my instructor? Like, what are we talking about here? Why are they talking about that?
Well, it's public information.
Yeah.
So that's what you subject yourself to.
That's crazy. But if y'all ain't seen the Tom Brady roast, check it out. It's something. And he already said he don't know what he was thinking and he would never fucking do it again.
Yeah.
And talking about sports, going right to basketball from football, Bronny James is in the NBA, wanting to be in the NBA draft and will be. He declared to the NBA draft. He was in his first scrimmage game with NBA ready players.
What's that, like D-League, G-League?
No, it's just like the combine.
Okay,
like
okay.
The football
tryouts, kind of like
exactly.
okay.
Like tryouts. So they just watch you, how you play in the NBA game on the NBA floor and all that kind of stuff. Shoot the NBA three and all that.
Mm-hmm.
In the tryouts, he made 12 3-pointers in a row. Okay. In college, he averaged 5 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists. There's never been a player in NBA history that was drafted with those numbers. Like, he is not a NBA player right now, nor do I think he ever will be. Even in 3 more years, I don't think he would average like 20 points a game.
So you think he's reached his peak? You don't think he'll get better?
I don't think he's NBA ready now, and plus he's only 6'1". And that's small for NBA. NBA people are giants. They're giants. Like this, you got to be like 6'4", 6'5".
I mean, you have your Speedy Claxtons, the anomalies.
Years ago.
I'm just saying you have those anomalies.
That's
your
20 years ago. And the guys in the league that's short, like the Kyrie Irvings and stuff like that, they are once in a generation players. Kyrie Irving is a once in a generation player. You see the way he handles the ball, so that's why he gets away with his shortness. So I just don't think he's ready at this moment, but he will be drafted. He will be sent to a team. And I think it's nepotism at its highest peak because his last name is James. And it's a shame because it's going to be D1 college players that could have gotten losing opportunities to be on the NBA roster because he'll be there. And you can check the NBA history books. There's never been a college player that averaged 5 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists that was drafted to the NBA. The scouts would tell you you're just not ready, dude. These are grown ass men, and in a tryouts he hit 12 threes, but nobody's sticking you there. You're just doing drills.
I'm wondering if, like, I know LeBron wanted to have that historical moment of like a father.
That's what this is all about. Where LeBron is in the last year of his contract, he can opt out, so he's just waiting to see where he gets drafted, and then he's probably going to go there, play for a year with his kid, and then retire.
Right, because that's what I was going to say. I think he wants that experience of playing with his kid and then retire, so then he can focus on bettering his kid.
Possibly.
Like, I think that's where he's going to want to put all of his attention into improving him. So you
can hit a ceiling though, and with LeBron, that's the thing. LeBron was born with it. Like, that's what makes him LeBron. He was that kid since he was 15 years old. Those people, the Kobes, the LeBrons, the Shaqs, you're out the womb like that. You know what I'm saying? You're in the 8th grade and you're 6'5".
Yeah.
So and your son just ain't that. And it's, again, if you're the greatest basketball player in the world, Michael Jordan, LeBron, Kobe Bryant, and you have a son, why would you even do that? Yeah. Like, you're not going to do what your dad, you're not going to go to the finals 10 times. You're not going to win 4 championships. You're not going to play for 20 years. And that's the whole thing, is when you get in the league, people are just going to compare you to your dad.
The pressure is there. I mean, you do have some father and sons who, like Kenyon Martin, his son being in the league.
He don't play. He played for the Sixers, but he ain't been on the floor.
But what I'm saying is you do have some sons that follow in the footsteps of their dad. But I think it's different because even like with Kenyon Martin, I heard like him saying his son is called KJ because he wants that distinction.
Yeah, don't call him Kenyon.
Right. He doesn't want it to be, I mean, you can't help it. People going to know who his dad is, but they want to make their own lane. They don't want the comparison. Where I think for LeBron James's kid, it's impossible to do that because of the stature. Like Kenyon Martin was a big time player, but nowhere near the stature of a LeBron. So I think it's unavoidable. It's inevitable that he's going to always get that comparison. But I mean, if he has the love of basketball, what else is he supposed to do?
I could appreciate his honesty. And today he did an interview, and they asked him, "Your dad always said he wants to play with you and play with you." And nobody ever asked you, what do you think? Do you want to play with your dad? Do you think about that? And he flat out said, no, I don't think about it at all. I just want to make my dream to the NBA like everybody else here. Like, he brings that up a lot, but that's not something I think about is playing with my dad. Like, I just want to make the league.
Yeah.
And I could appreciate that honesty, but it's like the NBA is the best 400 players in the world.
Yeah,
it's the best 400 players in the world. You can't play higher basketball at any level than the NBA, and I just don't think that he's. It's 15 players on the team. I don't think he's ready for that. I just don't think so.
I'll say
not to say he can't get ready, because you don't know what the future holds. But I just don't see it.
I'll say this. I don't have a problem with nepotism if it is deserved, whether it's on the basketball field, the football field, or the boardroom. I do have a problem with nepotism when somebody's just given the spot, and like you said, it takes away the chances from someone who is more deserving. If I have a job that's available and I know that, I have a cousin, niece, sister, daughter, somebody who, they probably can't work directly for me, but I can say, look, I know you got this position available. I got this niece. Like, she's amazing. She's intelligent. I know she can do a great job. And I let her, I get her that job to slide in there and she kills it. Then, hey, people been doing this since time immemorial, using your name, your stature, not even your stature, but giving people the alley-oop, right?
That's not wrong with that.
But if it's like, look, my niece, she falling on hard times. We just need her to get a job, and she get in there and she can't do what she's supposed to do, and somebody more deserve, then that's when I have a problem with it. So for, like you're saying, if he's taking away that opportunity from somebody,
and it's a trickle down effect
could do better or is more deserving of that spot, then that sucks.
It's like everybody wants LeBron for the last year or last 2 years that he plays. Every team in the NBA wants him. So what do you think a low-level team is going to do? They're the ones who get the first 3 picks, so that you're a low-level team. They're going to draft his son, even if they don't think he's an NBA player, just to lure him there. Mm-hmm. And
and give him so much money.
Yeah, and it fucks up everything. It takes so many positions away from so many other players. If y'all didn't wait to try to get his son to get LeBron there, y'all might have drafted 5 different players. You know what I'm saying? That's 5 positions that y'all want to... I'm not going to put these out. I'm going to take his son with one and try to hold on to him because I know LeBron wants to play with him.
Now, if it's really about legacy for him, he should accept like a really, really low ball salary just to allow that room in the budget for other players to get some money, just because he's doing it for the legacy of playing with his son. And he knows he's going to step aside afterwards.
Some people said because his son is so bad, the legacy of him should be, all right, LeBron, you come here with your son. We're gonna give you $20 million, but you got to give your son 3.
Out of your cut.
Out of your 20.
But you got to think, like, what does that say about his son, though? Like,
y'all could do that behind closed doors. We can make it look like we're paying him, but it's coming out of your money. You're paying your son, and you get to play with him. And when the year is over, we'll probably trade him or release him, and everybody's happy. Everybody got what they wanted.
That's shady, but I mean, it's sad that he could be taking that opportunity away from somebody that is more deserving. So I mean, hopefully, but money talks. So so people know what the draw is going to be. People meaning like the NBA owners, they know what the draw is going to be if Bronny James is on that team, therefore bringing LeBron on that team. So they're not going to care
ticket
about
is sold, every jersey is sold, every
They're not
Everything
going to
is
care about
sold
the
out.
optics. They're going to care about the cash register.
Yep, everything is sold out. 3 grams. First gram. Legacy acts. What do you think about legacy acts? I thought about this. People, older acts that have been around 30, 40 years, they get ornery. They get lazy. They cancel shows. They show up late. The likes of Anita Baker, a Lauryn Hill, a Patti LaBelle, who we know seems to be joyful and can sing her ass off, but people say behind the scenes she's very mean at this age, like very ornery. But Anita Baker canceled her Mother's Day show 15 minutes before she was supposed to be on stage. So you talking about, I don't know how many
people
seats that
seats.
arena hold. People bought their moms out, like in Atlanta.
Outfits.
It's a Mother's Day show. That's a perfect gift for your mom. If you going out with your mom, wherever you
if
take her
she's
to
an
the
Anita
show.
fan.
Yeah, you take her to the show. She's an Anita fan, and 15 minutes before she comes out, they don't cut no lights down. They just say she canceled, and everybody go home and get a refund.
Unless did they say why?
No.
I mean, it would have to be like some really traumatic thing, like maybe a death in her family or something like that. Because we got to remember these people are human.
People assume that it was like, fuck that, I'm going to hang with my family.
That sucks.
She said she wasn't even in the state.
So was it like a flight delay?
I don't know, but she said she canceled 15 minutes before the show, said she wasn't even in Georgia.
But I mean, okay, were you in Tennessee? Were you in South Carolina? Were you close? I mean, so that's all subjective. But so if you weren't in the state, you knew hours before that you weren't going to make it. To do that 15 minutes before, you could have saved people the travel, the hassle.
And this is like a ongoing thing with her, with these shows.
Yeah, so how I feel about Legacy X, it's subjective because you know who, when you said 30 years, in my mind, I'm thinking, oh my God, I can't believe I'm really that old. Toni Braxton. I want to see Toni Braxton. When I was 12 years old, and I'm going to shut the door right now so he don't hear me, but I'm going to tell y'all this, right? When I was 12 years old, I had this little boyfriend. I'm not going to say his name because I don't know I'm sure he don't watch this, but still, I'm not going to put my name out there like that. I was in the 7th grade, had this little boyfriend, and he didn't come to school, right? And so I was singing, one of his friends was like, oh, he was sick or something. And I was singing Toni Braxton song, love should have brought you home last night. But I was singing, love should have brought you to school today.
Goofball.
And that just popped in my head thinking, when you said 30 years, I'm like, that was 30 years ago. Yeah. So I love Toni Braxton. I would love to see her. I like Patti LaBelle a lot. You Are My Friend reminds me of my grandma, reminds me of my husband. See, my voice just cracked. I can't listen to that song without crying. I would like to see her simply because she is a legacy act. Like I would like to see some of the greats.
But you buy a ticket for fucking Anita Baker, Lauryn Hill, you don't know if you're getting something. You don't know if you're getting a show.
Yeah, those people who have a pattern of bad behavior. I love Lauryn Hill. I would love to see her, but I'm not subjecting myself to that. She's just too unreliable.
Don't come sing 3 songs and leave.
And because of her legal thing, we've heard that she can't sing the songs as we once knew and loved them. So,
they're on different beats. There were different beats, fucking melodies.
Unrecognizable.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't waste my money to see her. Like, I just wouldn't. Anita Baker, nope, not going anyway. Patti LaBelle, I would like to see her.
Why when you go see Anita? Tell the people why you went to see Anita.
I'm just not. I'll say this. I've never been a fan of Anita Baker. Recently, and I'll say within the last 6 months, I will acknowledge I've always enjoyed the lyrics. I've just wished that somebody else was singing them. And now I realize, since I know that Babyface has written a lot of her music, I know why I like it. Because some of those songs should have been Toni Braxton songs. I'm just not. Anita's like, you bring me joy. She sounds the same on everything. That I apologize. It's like, and it's no sex appeal. And I'm not saying everybody got to be sexy, but even Patti got a little, shimmy with her, a little old lady sexiness. But Anita Baker, it's like she's the ornery school teacher that's like, oh, I sing at night too. I apologize. It's like, Anita, sex it up a little bit.
That's
you know,
crazy how you hate on Anita.
So I would have never bought a ticket to see her anyway. When you think about a Mary J. Blige, she's a legacy act. Maxwell, I'm going to see him in September. So there are some, when you say 30 years, oh my God, it just sounds, but there are some that I would like to see. But those who have a record of not showing up or giving you, half performance, not really giving their all, making it feel like they doing you a favor by showing
crowd
up.
Participation, y'all sing. Like, fuck no, you sing.
Let me tell you this, Monica, another 30-year, been around for 30 years. I have been to see her 3 times, and she was pretty good. The last time I went to see her, first of all, she had a brand new song out at the time. She never sang it until literally the lights came on. People were leaving. The DJ was playing the song but the show was over. And it was like, why didn't she sing that? And throughout the whole show, that's what it kept being. Like, girl, we paid you to sing. So I would never go see her again. And again, the first 2 times she was okay. So, I mean, people at this point, it's like, wanting to collect a coin. And you just got to determine who's worth your coins. Like, I just seen a thing for Doomday Festival in Philadelphia. Drew Hill is performing.
Yeah, I would never be caught there.
Like, it ain't even the same Drew Hill. That's another thing, dude. Do you want to see rebranded acts?
No. Like, Drew Hill don't have this. It's been 9 different people.
Yeah, it's like 7 of them now. Because I think the old ones left, but then they came back. But because they had new ones, they kept them around. I feel that way about
Boyz II Men too. Like, when Mike left, it should have been over with.
Yeah, so
yeah, like, I don't want to see 3 of them. I don't want to see a new 4th one.
Would you see the Temptations?
No.
I think like half of them died, right?
It's only Otis, and I think Otis just died like 2 years ago.
I don't believe you because you kill off everybody.
All right, moving on to the second gram.
Okay.
I don't even know how to talk about this because Jewish people banned the Bible because Jewish people killed Jesus in the Bible.
Well, let me just say, so I
and
heard
they look at that
they are
as
trying
to.
Okay,
they're trying to, and they look at that as being anti-Semitic towards them. I don't know if that's going too far. I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of them things where
anti-Semitic is anti-Semitic. I would think the defamation group is anti-defamation group has been out for years, and I don't know why now the attempt is to ban the Bible.
So this
and I know. Hold on, let me land the plane. I know the Bible is looked at different now than it was 1,000 years ago. I know people's interpretation of it is different than it was 1,000 years ago. But to ban a book like that, it's I don't know. Some people might say, "Hey, you're going too far. You're dipping into religion," and some people might say, "Hey, it is anti-Semitic to say that Jewish people killed Jesus," and they might not really believe that they do. I don't know what Jewish religion is or what they believe. Obviously, they don't believe that Jewish people killed Jesus Christ. So I just don't understand. I don't know enough stories in depth about Jesus and who killed him. I know how he died. I don't know who killed him. But if they believe we didn't kill him and y'all are saying we did, I guess they could look at that like defamation of character.
No, the Jews killed Jesus.
Okay,
that's
you're telling me something.
My thing with, labeling things or people as anti-Semitic, why is it anti-Semitic to say that Semitic, to say a truth about something? Like when somebody say, okay, Jews run the financial system or the banking system. Jewish people run the financial banking industry. Jewish people run Hollywood. Why is that anti-Semitic when I'm not anti anything. I'm not against you. I don't wish you any harm. I don't hate you. I have no ill feelings. Me simply making a statement about something that's true. And I understand it was mentioned, because those kind of statements before, garnered negative
that's
feelings.
exactly what it is. And I think they
they're
made up the word.
mislabeling it as anti, because it's not anti anything for me to make a statement that, a lot of Jewish people have positions of power and control in Hollywood.
How
is that anti-Semitic?
I'm just trying to step away from how I think and look into a different perspective. I love doing this. So I think they think that that type of rhetoric conjures up what they went through. That's whether we think it's true or not, or we believe it or not. I think their thought is they come up with the word anti-Semitic. So it's like anything that can imply that we own a lot, like we're controlling things, is against us because it's not true.
Okay.
So anything that you do that implies we're in control of things can conjure up what they went through in the 40s.
Okay, so the definition of anti is opposed to or against.
No, anti-Semitic.
What I'm saying, Semitic just refers to Jews.
Mm-hmm.
So anti, when you add that to it, it means I'm opposed to or against Semitic people. A person opposed to a particular policy, activity, or idea. So that's what anti means.
Okay, now look up anti-Semitic though. I'm just saying it changes because I'm telling you it's their word.
Right, but
so it changes according to what they define it as.
So anti-Semitism, hostility to or prejudice against Jewish people. He is a leader in the fight against anti-Semitism. But see, anti-Semitism is hostility to, prejudice, or discrimination against Jews. That's what it says. The sentiment is a form of racism, and a person who harbors it is called an anti-Semite. So me making that statement, I'm not prejudiced against, I don't have hostility against, I'm just making a statement to say this happened, or these people are in this position of power, or these people are the majority in this industry.
They look at it as the statement is anti-Semitic because it conjures up or implies that we're the leader or in control of something, which will make people look at us a certain way.
They're changing, so they have one definition, but then they're changing the meaning.
No, I look at Webster's definition. I'm sure they define it a certain way. Is all I'm not trying to push back against you or tell you I think different, because I'm kind of on. I agree with you, but I'm just trying to think how they define the word. I think anything that you say, and just thinking back on how people got in trouble for saying certain shit, anything that you say that implies that they're in control, even something like the Jewish people control Hollywood or the Jewish people control banks. Those kind of things, they will say you're being anti-Semitic. We might think all I said was a statement that a lot of Jewish people own banks.
I didn't say I hate, I dislike, I'm against.
It's the implication is what it is. It's what I think it is.
Yeah.
Right or wrong, it's the implication.
I feel like it's their attempt to control people's free speech, which,
I think when the Holocaust ended and they said never again, I think that's their slogan. I think they really hold truth to that. And I'm not salute to them for that. I'm not knocking them for that, but they hold truth to it like that and hold together as a community because they lash out in ways like this that we might not understand and say, man, the hint of you saying something, we're going to attack that shit.
The threat to ban the Bible is
it's egregious.
Yes.
It's egregious. It's a bit aggressive. Yeah, it's a bit aggressive.
Yeah. What's the third gram?
Third gram is Red Lobster, place I've never been to in my life. It's closing 50 stores across the tri-state area.
That's slightly incorrect. You may not remember. One of our very, very early dates, I'm going to say in 2001. And I take the blame because we
that bad food.
We grew up. We meaning my childhood. We grew up going to Red Lobster. Mm-hmm. So 2001, I thought he had never been. I thought I was doing something like, I'm gonna take. Not that I thought it was like amazing, but it was like, okay, let's go here. And then I realized this ain't it. To me, Red Lobster is like the McDonald's of the seafood world.
I would go to. And if you want seafood, then I understand why people go there because it's cheap seafood. But if you just want a dinner, I would go to like a TGI Fridays before I went to a Red Lobster.
Yeah, I would go to like an Applebee's before Red Lobster because just the quality of the seafood. Their Cheddar Bay biscuits, nothing like them. They're
I
amazing.
don't eat cheese, so I don't know nothing about a cheddar
I mean,
baked
they're
biscuit.
good.
But those popcorn shrimp and all that breading and everything breaded and fish cakes breaded and they claim that they got the Great Lobster, but it's like that shit ain't grade A stuff. It's not.
Yeah, one thing about Red Lobster though that I read, the owner who created Red Lobster, he broke the Jim Crow laws back in the day, and I don't know if this was for to fight for civil rights or if he was just not trying to hinder his pockets, like he wanted to make money. But during that time in the 60s, I believe it was in the 60s, restaurants were not allowed or not supposed to have integrated seating. So they had to have a whites only section, a color only section, and the owner of Red Lobster and his restaurants, he did not do that. He did away with that. You come in, you can sit where you want. So give him props to that. And he maybe that has contributed to his longevity. Again,
I was ready to say they had a good run. It ain't like this is a new restaurant.
So they're closing
50 stores
throughout the country.
Yeah, the country, well, whatever. But it's a lot of stores.
Yeah,
50 stores, that's a lot of jobs.
That's a lot, yeah. I mean, and I'm sure there's some areas that are probably
and
more.
I wonder what chain Red Lobster is under.
I think it's under the same chain. It's a family that owns them. That family that owns.
But don't they own some other?
I think it's Red Lobster. I'm sorry. I think it's Olive Garden.
Oh, and Chili's is going away forever too.
A lot of them have already closed. A lot of
Chili's is going away forever. So whatever ones that was out, they getting out of here.
Yeah, so it says actually they're owned by the Thai Union, Thai like THAI, like from Thailand. Thai Union Group first invested in Red Lobster in 2016 and upped its stake in 2020. But that wasn't the original family. I can't think of. There was a family of restaurants, but yeah, Red Lobster and Olive Garden are owned by the Darden family. Okay. That's who it was. The Darden
and
Restaurant
Olive Garden
Group
is in that
Bahama
group.
Breeze.
Okay.
So it's actually it was Olive Garden, Longhorn, Yard House, Capitol Grill, Seasons 52, Bahama Breeze, Eddie V's, the Capitol Burger. It owned and sold other chains over the years, including Red Lobster and Smoky Bones. So the Darden Group owned all of those. They sold Red Lobster and Smoky Bones, but so those are all part of the same chain. So it's part of the same restaurant group.
Let's do a wrap. Act 2 the podcast, episode 175 coming to a close. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Podcast Index, Podchaser, Google Podcast, Player FM is where you can catch us. It's your boy International Walt.
It's your girl Tosh, the co-host with the mostest.
Throwing it to her, throwing it to her, throwing it to her.
Oh, thank you. Be kind. You never know what strangers may be going through, and you never know who you may encounter. Somebody could change your life, or you can change theirs.
If you fuck with us, you fuck with us. If you don't, you should. Peace.
Love you.